जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय विश्वपात्रं स परिव्राज कचार्य असत सत श्रीमदेसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की नमश्चार्य हृदय ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्णा गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामाई की यमुनामाई की तुलसी महारानी की शीला प्रभुपाद कैंसल बुक प्रोग्राम की श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी ललिता विशाखा की श्री श्री सीताराम सम्मान की श्री श्री गौर निताई की शीला प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 10, Text number 8. The pastimes of Supreme Lord Ramchandra. 9.10.8. Ya Satyapasha Parivita Piturnidesham Strainyasya Chapi Sirasa Jagre Sabharya Rajyam Shriyam Pranayinaha Suhrudo Nivasam Tyaktva Yayo Vanamasun Iva Mukta Sangaha य सत्यपाशपरिवीतपितुर्निदेशम् स्त्रैण्यस्य चापि शिरसा जग्रे सभार्याः राज्यं श्रियं प्रणयिनः सुहृदो निवासम् त्यक्त्वा ययौ वनमसूनिव मुक्तसङ्गः बोलिए। Ladies.
यः सत्यपाश परिवीत पितुर्निदेशम् स्त्रैणस्य चापि शिरसा जगृहे सभार्यः राज्यं श्रियं प्रणयिनः सुहृदो निवासम् त्यक्त्वा ययौवनमसूनिव मुक्तसङ्गः।
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktin Swami Srila Prabhupada. Carrying out the order of his father, who was bound by a promise to his wife, Lord Ramchandra left behind his kingdom, opulence, friends, well-wishers, residence, and everything else, just as a liberated soul gives up his life, and went to the forest with Sita. Maharaj Dasharatha had 3 wives. One of them, Kaikeyi, served him very pleasingly, and he therefore wanted to give her a benediction. Kaikeyi, however, said that she would ask for the benediction when it was necessary. At the time of the coronation of Prince Ramchandra, Kaikeyi requested her husband to enthrone her son Bharata and send Ramchandra to the forest. Maharaj Dasharatha, being bound by his promise, ordered Ramchandra to go to the forest, according to the dictation of his beloved. And the Lord, as an obedient son, accepted the order immediately. He left everything without hesitation, just as a liberated soul or great yogi gives up his life without material attraction. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Uh, on the 6th of May, that is Tuesday, we are going to celebrate Appearance Day of Srimati Sita Devi. So they requested me to speak on pastimes of Srimati Sita Devi. Previously, when Ravanasur, actually he is known as Asura, right? Asura means they eat even human flesh. So for them, breakfast, they used to attack Dandakaranya forest, attack rishis and munis. Three rishis for breakfast, 6 rishis for lunch, and 12 night time. Asuras, they eat nighttime lot. That is modern culture also. Night time, after sunset, one should not eat. They eat a lot. So they used to harass. In Vishnu Purana, it is mentioned that performance of yajnas are banned during uh, Ravanasur time. So whoever wants to perform a sacrifice, they have to give 1 liter blood as a tax. Just imagine our Sevadula, kitna pura khatam hota if you are born in Ravanasur time. अभी तो इसका skeleton बच गया होगा. So they were collecting blood like that, and then rishis and used to give blood, 1 bottle blood. So it got they were putting that blood in the storeroom, and then that time no refrigerator facilities and all. So the blood got contaminated, and the Brahmins and doctors, they have advised Ravanasur that you cannot keep this blood anymore. If you keep blood in Lanka, a epidemic will spread all over Lanka. Please dispose them off, immediately. And once, when he was on Digvijay Yatra, Ravanasur, he was defeated combinedly by Dashrath Maharaj and Janak Maharaj. That he had that grudge against Janak Maharaj. He took that blood and poured it in the Mithila Nagar. Because of that contaminated blood, the land became infertile. So there was no grains, being produced. So the Brahmanas, Janak Maharaj was very worried what to do. Then they have suggested that if you plow the land and perform some yajna, if you personally plow the land and perform the yajna, you will then this dosha will be gone, like that. Meanwhile, um, there is one sage. Uh, his daughter's name was Vedavati. Vedavati, right from the childhood, she wanted to marry Lord Narayana. She didn't want to marry anyone else. And then she was quite extraordinarily beautiful. So she went to the peak of Himalayas and doing tapasya. So Ravanasur, he was a very lusty man. Whomever he would see, he wanted to enjoy. So he saw this Vedavati doing tapasya. He became attracted to her. And she said, I am not at all interested in you. I am only interested in marrying Lord Vishnu. Who is Lord Vishnu? He's, he's very proud, Ravana Brahma, na bhuto na bhavishyati, right? Bhagavan Ravanasur. Then Said nothing doing. Then he forcefully touched her. So she said, "You have violated me. Uh, so I want to give up my body. I'm going to give up my body. Before that, I will warn you. I will take birth again. Then I'll be the cause of your death." So Vedavati, by her yogic powers, she extracted fire. She ignited fire from her body, like Sati Devi did. There is something called in Jaipur, Udaipur, and all. This Ranis. What do you call? Johar. Uh, instead of getting raped by these Muslims, they used to burn their bodies. So she gave up her body. So she took birth. Uh, she appeared in a sarovar in Lanka. Ravana took her, and the astrologers told, "She'll be the cause of your death." So he threw her in the ocean. So both of them. So that is there, and then Janak Maharaj started plowing the land with a golden plow, right? So there, that girl Vedavati, who was actually born, that is actually Sita. She took birth as a Sita, and then she went there. She landed up in Mithila Nagar under there, underneath, and she was found in a box. Right? Sita means that the edge of the plow is called a Sita. Right? So that's where she got the name Sita. So this how she appeared, she Sitaji personally narrated in Ayodhya Kanda last chapter. When she met Sati and Sati Anasuya and Atri Muni. So then there is a Akashvani. So she will be your daughter. She will be known as your daughter, Janki, right? Maithili. So please raise her as your daughter. She will accept you, even though she is not born from the womb of your wife. She will accept you and your wife as mother and father. Right? So that's how she appeared. So in Sanskrit, there is a word for such a birth. Ayonija. What? Ayonija. All of us, uh, in Chandogya Upanishad, it is described that the souls, after enjoying in Swargaloka, they fall down with the rain. Along with the rain, they fall into the earth and they enter the grains. Right? They enter the grains. That is why previously पहला निवाला आदमी को दिया जाता था, राइट? अभी के जैसा नहीं है, गरम करके खा लो, सब लोग, बीवी बच्चे सब लोग खा लिया, हस्बैंड आता है हार्ड वर्क करके, कंपनी चला, बिजनेस चलाता है 10 बजे, this lady, she is watching Anupama serial, पे खाना है तो गरम करके खा लो, बच्चा कुछ खाना गरम करके खाता है, ऐसा नहीं था पहले। लास्ट में लेडीज हस्बैंड खाने के बाद खाती थी। Then once Brahmanand Prabhu was telling, Prabhupada was very jovial personality. He would do jokes and all, and he would laugh a lot. So Brahmanand Prabhu was narrating. They are a very rich family. Brahmanand Prabhu, very rich family. They had a private pool in their house, and there is something called kurukure. They had a very very modern kitchen, And then that advertisement was shot in their house, Kurkure. So Brahmanand Prabhu was narrating, my mother and all of us, we would eat very nicely and sleep. My father would come and eat kurkure. So Prabhupada felt very so hilarious. He was laughing, laughing, and laughing, and then he fell from the chair. It seems he was eating kurkure. He was eating kurkure. Like that. Anyway, so that soul, when it enters the rice, it comes up on the top. The first nivala, if it's given to the man, it enters the body of the man. And from the body of the man, it goes into the body of the woman, and then this born. This is the process described by in the Chandogya Upanishad. But there are personalities there. So this birth is considered very abominable. Taking birth from the womb, rotting in the mother's womb for 9 months, very difficult period. Once, 10th canto, second chapter, there is a prayers by demigods. It is called Garbhastuti. This Garbha went to Krishna. He said, anybody, some philosophy he knows, he condemns, soul entering into the Garbha. I am very condemned. Then Krishna said, don't worry. When I appear, demigods appear, they offer prayer. It's called Garbhastuti. That is why when in our Samaj, when people fight, they call themselves Suvar, Kutte Kapilla, something like that, right? Kutta, Kamine, something like that. But in Swargaloka, when they fight, they will curse Manava. Manava. It's a Gali, Manava is a Gali. That is why every time, they were cursed, they will say, go and enter the womb of a woman, human being. Right? Ganga was cursed by Brahma and said, you went like that, Vasishta Munis, that Vasus, Astavasus were cursed. They said, you enter the womb of Ganga. Like that. But somebody who has taken birth, without entering the womb, is considered a very great birth. That is called Ayonija. Ayonija means they didn't enter the womb of a mother. Right? So in history, there are some Ayonijas are there. Another one is Draupadi. Right? And Dronacharya. Like that, some more are there. So, in like Krishna, like Krishna's pastimes, there are so many Balya Leelas are there. But in Ramayana, not many Balya Leelas are described because it is a very serious matter. Uh, so, so Janaka Maharaj, he raised his daughter very nicely. He was a very pious king. And there once Vishwakarma made two bows, Dhanush. One is Shiva Dhanush, another is Vishnu Dhanush. So Shiva Dhanush, somehow or other, it reached the assembly of Janak Maharaj. It was so heavy that it was kept in a box which has wheels. And then 500 bulls they used to carry, they used to pull. And 5,000 pahalwans like Dara Singh, who have got strength like elephants, they used to push. Then only they were able to pull like that. Then, uh, so one day, this is not given in Ramayana, but some local, some Puranas is there, that Sita ji was playing the ball, and the ball went beneath the Shivadanush. Sita ji came, and the gods were watching. Sita ji came. She took with her left hand the bow, and then pushed the box, and then took the ball and ran it. And uh, and this when these gods saw, they fainted. What? Who is she? What is this? How it's possible? And they immediately went and reported to Janak Maharaj. So Janak Maharaj was shocked. My God, she's not an ordinary girl. That is where he kept the fund, pet. That whoever wants to marry Sita, they have to lift the Shiva Dhanush, right? And then tie the rope. Tie the rope. So it was spread out that she is extraordinarily beautiful. Lakshmi Devi herself, extraordinarily beautiful. So many people. There is a Kalpabeda in original Ramayana. Uh, this kind of Swayamvara did not take place, right? Like we saw in Bhagavatam also it is described. Original Ramayana, it is there that everybody used to come. There is nothing like Swayamvar. They used to come and test the Shivadanush and then get defeated and go back. Like that it was happening. So many kings were coming from all over the world, and they were testing. Once Ravanasur came, he said, I want to try. He said, uh, first कन्या को दिखाइए. Janak Maharaj said, कन्या को नहीं दिखाएंगे, पहला धनुष उठाओ. Then Ravanasur said, first कन्या राशि, बाद में धनु राशि. नहीं, Janak Maharaj said nothing doing. First you lift the Shivadanush, and he will, I will show you the kanya. Like that. So finally, because he heard the beauty of the girl, he uh, he he tried. Ravanasur is a Digvijay. Digvijay. He lifted, Kailash. Kailash. Very powerful man. Yamaraj and all, they all surrendered. Varuna Dev. You know, Ravanasur made Indra cook in his kitchen. He used to cut vegetables. you know. Then he made these navagrahas. He used to make them lie on the steps that he used to climb to sit on the throne. So he used to keep his feet on the heads of navagrahas and climb. Very powerful man. Devotee, Jai Vijay. Yeah. Like that. Such a powerful man. When he lifted Shivadanush, nobody was able to lift the Shivadanush. But he is the only one who could lift the Shivadanush. But to his shock, it was so heavy, along with Shivadanush. मुंह पे बल से गिरा, ऐसा कुछ बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में. हाँ? मुंह के बल गिरा, ऐसा पता है वो ऐसा गिरा, शिवधनुष फैला नहीं. So then he got so badly injured that blood started flowing from his nose everywhere. Janak Maharaj, he called the doctors and all, kya ho gaya? Dashagriva, like that. They lifted 100 buckets blood. 100 buckets blood. Some or other इलाज कराया, भेज दी. जो डर गए हो एकदम नहीं चाहिए, right? This is given in Ranganath Ramayana. It's not in Valmiki. So same Shivadanur, Sita ji lifted with her left hand, like a thing, It's a matter of fact, as a matter of fact. Anyway, uh, Shiva Vaishnava Acharyas, they comment that in order to surrender uh, to Krishna, uh, Draupadi gave up her lajja and Sita ji gave up her shakti. Well, 1 minute में मार देती रावणासुर, right? Sita ji. But she said, no, I cannot, because my Lord has to come and kill Ravanasur and take me. Otherwise, it will be a big insult to him. So she tolerated all the suffering and insults and torture by the Rakshasis and Rakshasas just for the sake of fame of Lord Ramchandra. My Lord fame should not be dented. Otherwise, 1 minute she could have killed him. And she could have destroyed all the Lanka army. Like that. So surrender means give up all our strengths. Consider oneself as a bonded animal. Then depend on Krishna. Right? Draupadi initially she was trying to protect her Lajja, but she gave up in the end. So we have to give up both. They showed it. We have to give up our Lajja and strength. So surrender means no, we don't try to save ourselves. Anyway, Janak Maharaj was unable to find a suitable husband for Sita. Not only that, all the suitors, all the princes who came to lift Shivadanush, they all made a group, union, said, you kept this condition to insult all the kings, all the Kshatriyas. Remove this condition and, let her choose one of us. So, because Janak Maharaj felt somebody who is equal to her in strength, somebody extraordinarily great, magnanimous person should marry my daughter, not all this altu faltu, क्या बोलते यारा यारा गेरे हाँ यारा ग्यारह ऐसा नहीं देगा, किसी को भी नहीं देगा. Like that. Then there is all the time fighting is going on, Janak Maharaj was a very peaceful person, dharmic, not so much into fighting and expanding the kingdom. But every time some of these boys will compete, they get defeated, and then they are kundas nikalne ke liye, they used to combine and attack, Mithila Nagar. So Janak Maharaj, kya ho gaya? Where did I do mistake? How will my marriage, daughter's marriage take place? Nobody is unable to, no one is able to even move the Dhanush even an inch. Like that, he was very, very worried. Then he sought the help of Devatas. So Devatas, they came and fought with these kings and they defeated, because he didn't have so much military strength. Like that. So all the residents of the Mithila Nagar, they started praying to the Lord, that, my dear Lord, let all our punya should go, you know, to Sita, and she should get married to a very suitable person like that, who can lift the Shivdanush. Like that. Anyway, uh, I don't want to describe Sita Swayamvaram. Today I wanted to describe how Sita convinced Lord Ramchandra to go to the forest. That will be main topic. But this I am telling. Then Ramchandra, when he is in Siddhashram, they talked about Sita, right? They were talking about Sita because um, all the Brahmanas, the rishis, and all the who are present in Siddhashram with Vishwamitra Muni, they were actually planning to go to Janakpur, Mithila Nagar, because there is a huge sacrifice going to take place. So Janak Maharaj is known as a benevolent king, that they will get some dakshina. Uh, so then there is a Shivadanush, right? So we will see that Shivadanush. People are coming and competing to lift that Shivadanush. Then they were describing Sitaji's beauty. Lord Ramchandra, who who else fell in love simply by hearing? Mataji? Huh? Rukmini, right? So in Dwapar Yuga, Rukmini, and in Treta Yuga, Lord Ramchandra, right? Simply by hearing the wonderful qualities of Sitaji, Lord Ramchandra fell in love with Sitaji. He didn't even see her, like that. Anyway, so Ram and Lakshman are naturally interested in seeing the Shivadanush. So Vishwamitra Muni suggested, "Will want to go?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" Vishwamitra Muni, uh, how many of you know what is the first kanda of Ramayana? Balkanda. But do no pastimes of Lord Ramchandra of Bala. Bali Lila is not there only, right? Why it is called Balkanda? Huh? Come on. Huh? Huh? क्या क्या? One chapter is there. Few verses are there, right? Otherwise immediately 12 साल का हो गया, विश्वामित्र मुनि के साथ चला गया, ये सब. Balkanda, it is called Balkanda because Vishwamitra Muni was a Brahmarshi. And there's a long history of doing tapasya and getting defeated. Manaka, Urvasi, then Trishanku. So many things have happened, right? And then finally, surrender means another aspect. Surrender means becoming like a Bala, right? That boy is there. He's not worried because his father is there, right? He's completely dependent on father and mother, right? He doesn't bother about taking care of himself. He's completely surrendered to the father, mother and father. Mother and father take care. So Vishwamitra Muni became like a Bala and surrendered to Ramchandra. That is why it is called Bal. Once I gave a class in Srimad Bhagavatam, Ram Katha time. Why it is called Balkanda, Ramayana. The entire history of Vishwamitra Muni I narrated. So, like Prabhupada writes in one of the purports, Vishwamitra Muni, his job, he is like a Purohita, marriage broker. He was a marriage broker. So he brokered marriage between Ram and Sita, right? And then after performing Sita and Ram's marriage, you don't see him in Ramayana. He went to Himalayas. He was doing Ram Bhajan. Later on, only when Krishna comes, that time again he comes. So he is the Brahmana, Prabhupada writes, who sent Rukmini sent him for you know marriage proposal, Agni Dyota or something. And he is the same Brahmana who conducted marriage between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lakshmi Priya or Lakshmi Priya, Vishnu Priya, whatever. So he's life after life. His job is to perform the marriage of Lakshmi and Narayan. Very lucky, like that. Then one of the Sitanavami lectures if you want to get YouTube, maybe it's available. विस्तार से मैंने बताया पूरा सीताराम का कल्याण. I'll skip it. I will just mention that then Ramchandra and Lakshman they went and they broke the Shivadanush. When Lord Ramchandra broke Shivadanush, all the people in the Sabha, except for few sages, Vishwamitra Muni, and I forgot the name. Gautam Rishi's son was there. Gautam Rishi's son. Then Janak Maharaj, Sita ji, Lakshman. Except for these people, everybody fainted it because the sound has actually reached the skies. Three worlds got started shaking. Even Darshan Maharaj could hear the sound. I said, what happened? What happened? Like that, so powerful. then then Janak Maharaj was so elated, so relieved. He was so relieved that finally my daughter is going to get married. And Sita ji also came running in with a mala and all. Then Lord Ramchandra declared boldly, I am not going to marry Sita without permission of my father. According to Vedic culture, the eldest son has no right to choose his own wife because the family traditions, uh, lifespan of the mother, father, everything depends on the badi bahu, eldest bahu. She should carry forward. So only father has the right to choose the eldest bahu. That is why Lord Ramchandra said, my Guru Maharaj told me you want to see the Shivadanuj and you want to touch and like that. I just tried and it got broken. But I cannot marry Sita without permission of my father, Darshan Maharaj. And then this time it is a turn of Janak Maharaj to faint. Janak Maharaj faint. क्या हो गया कृष्ण तुम निंदा दे पानी चिटका है अरे he is saying he is not saying he will not marry, he is saying he will not marry without permission of Dashrath Maharaj. So you send some dutas, let him, you bring, you inform why he will. अरे जनक महाराज का बेटी को कौन शादी करने से कौन इनकार करेगा? He is very famous. Oh, okay. But everybody was grief stricken because Ramchandra was refusing to marry. But one person, she very joyful, that is Sita ji. You know why? She was very happy because she put three conditions to fulfill for a husband, for her future husband to fulfill. So she was very happy that Ramchandra fulfilled those three conditions. One was he should be a hero, valiant hero who can protect her. Right? Number one. So that he showed. Right? That he showed. Nobody in this world could even move an inch, Shivadanush. But effortlessly, just like a elephant lifts a sugarcane stick. uh, like that, he just lifted and broke us. They Vishwamitra Muni did not tell him to break, Huh? You know why? Why he broke? Huh? Why he broke? Vishwamitra Muni did not tell him to break, right? He only wanted him to lift and tie the rope. So he thought, it's Ramchandra, that Lakshmana and all, they have to get married. उसको भी ऐसा नियम रखेगा, उसको भी बोलेगा, शिवधनुष उठाओ, उसका, हमारे दूसरी बेटी को हम देंगे. ये सब, उससे लक्ष्मण को बचाना चाहते थे, इसलिए तोड़ के रख दिया. It is a joke, hilarious. रसोक्ति बोलते हैं, रसोक्ति. कथा, in Telugu they say Katha Kalakshepam. Shri Vaishnavas, they do Katha Kalakshepam. Like that, the joke. Anyway, number two, he should speak. See, Ramayana, it is described that the first time Rama saw Sita and then Sita saw Rama, they fell in love with each other. Right? Ramchandra saw her in the balcony. It was. So he was actually bewildered. Ramchandra was bewildered whether the same girl I'm going to marry if I break this chariot, this bow, like that. He was thinking, because he gave his heart to already Sita, like that. Then, so number two is he should speak very sweetly and nicely and cleverly. So she saw Ramchandra speaking to, Janak Maharaj very politely and very short and then with meaningful and all. Then she said, he, it's number two also. And then number three, he should be self-controlled. She saw, everybody is dying to marry me, but when he got a chance, he just refused to marry me. He said, he's not breaking dharmic principles of, without permission of father, he doesn't want to marry. She was greatly impressed. Ye mera husband. There is one very famous verse, Iyam Sita Sahadharma Charini Tava. The Janak Maharaj was telling Ramchandra, Iyam Sita, this is Sita. This is Sita. So there is one commentator, Govindaraj. He comments very hilariously that whenever he heard, uh, the first time when he heard that about Sita, his heart became Sita Mayam. So everywhere he's seeing Sita, Sita, Sita. Everywhere. Prasadam, everywhere he is seeing Sita, Sita, Sita. So Janaka Maharaj understood. So Ramchandra's mind is so bewildered. That's why he's telling, वो उधर उधर मत देखो, वो उधर सीता नहीं है, इयम सीता, ये है सीता, इधर है. you know. So one more meaning he gives, that he Ramchandra was imagining, it seems, that Sita ji was मान कर लिया, she was upset that he became very delayed and on that, right? मान में चली गई, so he was thinking, so he wanted to uh, touch her feet and then उसको मनाओ. That is why Grinita Pranina, no, Iyam Sita, see, after marriage you can touch her feet, but right now you touch her hands. Panigrahanam. Huh? You know what is Panigrahanam? Huh? In marriage, in Sanskrit it's called Panigrahanam. Panigrahanam means uh, the right hand, with a man with the right hand touches the left hand of a girl. That is called Panigrahan. There are three grahanas. One is Chandragrahan. Chandragrahan lasts for 1 hour 45 minutes. Number two, Surya Grahan. Surya Grahan lasts for 2 hours 45 minutes. And then Panigrahan lasts for 7 lifetimes. Once, one husband and wife, they're sitting in the car and fighting. And one beggar came, you know, then he gave a few rupees to the beggar. 7 जन्म तक सलामत रहे आपका जोड़ी. बदमाश, ठीक है, पैसा ले लियो, वापस ले. He said, ये आखिरी जन्म है. पूरा पर्स दे दिया उसको. You know why husband, boy touches the hand of the girl? Huh? Marriage? Which is a Manigrand. Huh? Up here? In a boxing match, before fight, they shake hands. Very nice commentary he had given. And Sita and Ram, they got married. They came to Ayodhya. Valmiki Muni describes the wonderful married life of Sita and Ram, ideal couple. Lord Ramchandra's love for Sita is increasing day by day, seeing her wonderful qualities being manifest every day, all wonderful qualities. But Sita's love for Ramchandra is double of what Ramchandra has got for Sita. Valmiki Muni says that she simply loved him because she is not seeing any good qualities or anything. She simply loved him because she thought he is my husband. So her love for Ramchandra is double of what Ramchandra has got for Sita. But his love is conditional in the sense that seeing her good qualities. But she loved him simply because he is her husband. They have such a nice understanding. They would speak with their hearts. With their hearts. Sita ji would immediately understand what is in the mind of Ramchandra. And then simply Ramchandra would make some signs. She will understand. He doesn't have to open his mouth. Just like when the boatman was there, and then when after they crossed the Ganges, Ramchandra looked at Sita, and Sita immediately understood, I have to give something. And then she took out some anguti and gave him like that. Everything with their hearts, they would speak with each other. So they know each other's mind. What, like, so some of Prabhupada said, some of the disciples, the guru, they understand the spiritual master. So some of the disciples like that, spiritual master doesn't have to say anything. He has to just indicate. क्या समझदार व्यक्ति को इशारा काफी है, ऐसा बोलते हैं ना. हाँ? Very funny things, right? They write behind the cars. Huh? Once myself, Vishnu and Mukund Madhuru, after attending Maharaj's disappearance day, that day, we were going to Delhi. So behind one taxi, there is one caption. So Vishnu was reading. We don't know how to read Hindi. Not much. Little bit I can read. Mukund Madhuru and myself, we don't know. There is it's written. बीवी से बहस, जिंदगी तहस नहस. So Mukund was asking, what is this tehas nehas? Uh, so they would never argue, Ramchandra. First time, I will tell. I'm going to narrate. First time Sita ji were arguing with Ramchandra. And Ramchandra was arguing with Sita. Otherwise, they would never argue with each other. They just understand their hearts, and everything was hunky dory, pakka, Somebody, Yashomati Nandan Prabhu asked Srila Prabhupada, uh, Prabhupada, why don't you translate Ramayana? Prabhupada said, what is there in Ramayana? Even if God comes and gets married, he will get into trouble. Yeah. So that's what Prabhupada wrote in one of the purports. One of the purports. 12 years they lived very happily. Yeah, they lived very happily. So Kaushalya Devi, she would treat her so nicely because Sukumari, Sitaji, everywhere Makmal, very cushions and all spread out in Ayodhya palace, because Sitaji was so Sukumari. Even if she would walk on the cushions, her feet would become red. Kharoch lag jata. If you walk in the stones and pebbles and thorns and all, some injury can happen. But if you walk on cushions, what injury can happen? But her feet are so soft and so sukumari, that's why she's sukumari, so delicate, so delicate, you know. So that's why she would not even let her walk on the cushions also, as much as possible. Somebody would lift her. Like, "Kya ho gaya?" So nicely she is taken care. And then she is favorite of Dashrath Maharaj. Favorite. Uh, like this is going on. Ramchandra coronation ceremony is announced. So demigods got disturbed. Perfect life, Perfect life. Ramchandra. All the people loved him. Everybody loved him, including his stepmothers. Everybody loved him. Such a beautiful and obedient wife. Loving mother. Doting father. Everything was perfect. Then Indra was disturbed. If he's, if he's going to become king and settle down in Ayodhya, रावणासुर कैसे मरेगा? Right? इसको इधर से अयोध्या से भगाना है. That's why they entered the heart of Manthara. And then that conversation took place between the Dashan Maharaj and Kaikeyi. Then Kaikeyi demanded, two boons. One is send Ramchandra to forest for 14 years. Number two, Kaikeyi never said 14 years. You know why? She, in Ramayana, if you read, the 14 number did not come from her mouth. She would always say 10 plus 1 plus 3 or 10 plus 4. Like that she would say. Or 9 plus 5. She was uttering like that. You know why? Huh? Because during Ramchandra's time, Dashan Maharaj's time, the rule is if you are out of country for 14 years, then that property belongs to that person who is occupying. So if she had said 14 years, when Ramchandra would come back, he cannot get the kingdom back. He will not. That is why she was very particular not to utter the word 14. Because Kaikeyi also playing a role, like that. So Dashan Maharaj, he sent Sumantra to bring Ramchandra to Kaikeyi's Bhavan. Right? So Sumantra came and informed Ramchandra. So at that time, Ramchandra was with Sitaji. And I think our father and mother, they have planned something good for us, some welfare for us. They were thinking. That's why my father called me early in the morning. Like that. So for a chaste woman, it is very important while waiting for her husband, she should not stand at the doorway and wait for her husband. Prostitutes, they do it. They should, a wife should not stand at the doorway. Alright, yeah. Number two, while going away, she should not cross the doorway. So Sitaji was going with Ramchandra. Ramchandra took a fragrant garland around his neck and put it around the neck of Sita. Sitaji smiled. So Acharyas, they comment, the indication is that from now onwards, for 14 years, I can give you only flower garlands, not diamond necklaces and golden necklaces. So the indication of Sitaji smiling is, it is acceptable to me. I'll be very happy, satisfied. That is the meaning. That's why he gave. Then Sitaji, with her eyes, she made a imaginary garland, and with her eyes only, she put an imaginary garland around the neck of Ramchandra. So that is the indication. She is showing the indication that under all circumstances, whatever is possible for me, I will render service to you. Sumantra, Mantri Sumantra, he was wondering, kya chal raha hai? What is this sign language going on? Hmm. This is a this shloka is called Kuta shloka, or very iconic shloka. Very important shloka of Ramayana. And Ramchandra, uh, around 100 crore people, they have assembled on the streets of Ayodhya to watch the coronation ceremony of Ramchandra. How many of you believe? 100 crores. You believe 100 crores will fit in Ayodhya? Huh? Huh? You believe? Huh? Would you believe? Ah, because why? How it is possible? Huh? Right? Lotus flower. Anyway, so much, so much public, so much public. So when Ramchandra was walking, it's a beautiful sight. Uh, so when they saw Ramchandra, there are only two sentences on the lips of all the Ayodhya Vasis. Right? Boliye. Yascha Ramam na pashyetu, yam cha Ramo na pashyati, nindita sa bhavai loke, swatma syenam nigarhate. Yascha Ramam na pashyetu, yam cha Ramo na pashyati, nindita sa bhavai loke, swatma syenam nigarhate. The meaning of this verse is, everybody was asking, did you see Rama? Has Rama seen you? Right? What? Did you see Rama? Has Rama seen? If one of these things did not happen, your life is a waste. Nindita loke. Loka will condemn you. Not only that, you yourself will condemn yourself. Atma. Right? That is the thing, If you come here, temple, Radha Raspberry should see you. Right? Then we should see Radha Raspberry. Right? Radha Gurma always says, there is one Surdas used to go to Vanke Bihari Mandir every day. So some boys, they were doing Helan, Parihas. सूरदास जी आप अंधे हो, क्यों आते हो मंदिर? मंदिर में क्या देखने के लिए आते हो हर दिन? फिर उन्होंने उत्तर दिया, मैं तो अंधा हूं, बांके बिहारी अंधे नहीं ना, वो देखेंगे. So we should aspire to be seen by the Lord. सेकंड कैंटो भागवतम हो गया आपका? चल रहा है. You should reach a stage. In Bhagavatam, it is there, second canto. You should be seen. Not that you are seeing. You should be seen. Like that. So anyway, so Kaikeyi ordered Ramchandra to go to the forest, and Ramchandra came out. One of the management lessons, we can learn from this incident, that when Ramchandra, he was coming from his bhavan to Kaikeyi bhavan, he was smiling. Just imagine, your boss calls you, you are in anxiety. Why is he calling, at this hour? Then the boss tells, you are fired. आपका फेस में कैसे क्या होगा? पूरा, ब्लैक हो जाता है. But Ramchandra was smiling, right? That is called Ramayana. It is said that in order to understand Bhagavad Gita, you must understand Ramayana, because Lord Ramchandra, Lord Krishna, before he spoke Bhagavad Gita, he appeared as Ramchandra, lived all the verses of Bhagavad Gita, all the verses of it. This is how Ramayana means explanation of Bhagavad Gita, practical application of Bhagavad Gita. You know, so matra sparshas konteya, sitoshna sukha dukkhada, agamo apayino nityas, tam titikshasva bharata. Ramchandra lived this verse. He showed how to tolerate happiness, how to tolerate distress. Two times, in two instances, he tolerated distress. He, two instances, he tolerated happiness. Right? Number one, he when Ramchandra was asked to go to the forest with Vishwamitra Muni, he tolerated the distress. Then this time again, he tolerated the distress. Yeah, he was smiling. Right? So he tolerated happiness. Already I explained, Sita ji, right? And then when Ramchandra was asked to become a king, he did not throw party, success party or something, and become drunk and all nonsense. He actually fasted. Ramchandra told Sita, now we are not only wife and husband, husband and wife, but now we are king and the queen going to become. So our responsibilities have increased. So our duty as king and the queen above the duty of a husband and wife. So we should be more responsible. So we should prepare for that. That's why we should fast. Like that they fasted. So like that, everywhere, if you see, there are 18 verses from second chapter Bhagavad Gita. Second chapter Bhagavad Gita, Prajahati Yadha Kaman, from there up to Esha Brahmi Sthita Partha, 18 verses in Sri Vaishnavas. Even Gandhiji also, they recite every day those 18 verses. Sthita Prajna. In order to become Krishna conscious, the first step is you have to become Sthita Prajna. Control your senses. Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matpara vashehi yasyandriyani tasya prajna. Right? Ragadvesha vimukta Vishayan Indriya Ishcharan Atmavashye Vidheyatma Prasadam Adhigachati. Prasade Sarvadukana Hani Rashyopa Jayate Prasanna Chetaso hi asu Buddhir Pravitistate Nasti Buddhirayaktasya Nacha Yuktasya Bhavana Nacha Bhavyata Shanti Ashantasya Kutasukam. All this control of the senses. Unless you control the senses, right? Krishna is saying Ragadvesha Vimukta Vishayan Indriya. You must lead a life free from raga and dvesha and control the regulative principles of freedom. Okay? Regulative principles. Then you will get my mercy. How to receive Krishna's mercy? You must give up raga dvesha and control the senses. Prasade sarva dukkhanam. By my mercy, all dukkha will go away. Then threefold miseries will stay away. Then your intelligence is fixed. Then Krishna is asking this question. Unless your mind is fixed, intelligence is steady. How can you be happy? So without being being connected to Krishna consciousness, you cannot have a fixed mind, controlled mind, and steady intelligence. Without which, how can there be no peace? So without peace, how there can be happiness? In Prabhupada writes in fourth canto Bhagavatam, unless one becomes fearless, one cannot become Krishna conscious. Then Prabhupada writes, unless one is joyful, you cannot be fearless. Right? Or unless you are fearless, you cannot be joyful. So, without being joyful, you cannot practice Krishna consciousness. So, in order to become fearless, you have to practice Krishna consciousness. When you control your mind and the senses, then naturally you'll become fearless. So, Ramayana, Ramchandra showed all these 18 verses, Prajahati Adhakaman up to Sthita Prajna Sikamash, through his behavior. And the Acharyas, they extract the details, you know, how Ramchandra lived. Very wonderful commentaries. Anyway, so meanwhile, Sitaji was waiting. Ramchandra is not come. What happened? Murta is going, passing away. What happened? What happened? So um, everybody should uh, get an opportunity to cry every time, or pour your heart out. So that is why for that the best friend is wife, right? So Sitaji was wondering what happened, what happened. Then she suddenly saw Ramchandra, right? Oh, the Chatri nahi hai. Nobody is doing chamar. He's coming, he came walking. Mandi Magar, they were not praising the Lord. He was walking alone. And then there Lakshmana was fuming, angry. And Sumantra was morose. First time Sita saw Ramchandra's face little down and some worry on his face. Then Sitaji thought, there is some problem in there occurring. Why? What happened? She wanted to know the details. Then the woman in her heart came out, said, I should, I should behave like a mother and give solace and comfort, like that. So immediately she saw little bit. So acharyas, they say that even though all the while he was actually putting up a brave front, so in front of his wife he sort of broke down, Sri Ramchandra. Then Sitaji was asking, my dear Lord, what happened? Why there is no chamar? Why there is no chhatri? Why you came walking? What happened? Like that. So Ramchandra composed himself. He said that, my dear Site, you are born in a Rajgarana, Janak Maharaj. You know the palace intrigues. Ruling the kingdom is like controlling the ocean, trying to control the ocean from a small boat. Anytime the boat may sink. But uh, if you are fixed with fixed to your dharma, so then the waves of adharma will not topple you. Because you are a princess, you understand all these things. So, uh, in a matter of few hours, my destiny has changed. The Lord has another will for me, that I have to go to the forest. उसको उठाओ, क्या हो गया? नींद आ रहा है? I have to go to the forest for 14 years, and Bharat will become king in my place, because my mother Kaikeyi had was given two boons by my father. My father had given two boons to my mother Kaikeyi, so she asked these two boons. My dear Site, it is not a I am not worried about losing the kingdom. You know, Mm, my worry is, how can I live without your company for 14 years? That is actually bothering me. That is more painful than losing the kingdom. Without you, how can I live for 14 years? That is my problem. But always remember, even though I'll be away from the forest, I'll be with you in mind, with the heart, always with you. My request is that in my place, Bharat will become king. You must recognize him as a king. Never compare Bharat with me. Don't find faults in me. If any mistakes are done by Bharat and Shatrughna, you please forgive them and take care of them like a mother. But when I am away for 14 years, become uh, more spiritual. Worship Sri Ranganath ji, very devotedly. And most important thing is, in my absence, in separation from me, my father and mother, they'll become um, very grief stricken. So it is your main job will be to take care of my father and mother. So like when Sita ji heard, um, just like sometimes you see rainbow, बारिश है और sun is also there. Have you seen? Huh? Like that. On one hand, she started she shedding tears. On another hand, she was laughing. Rama, Rama, you want me to laugh or cry? So in 12 years of married life, first time she called out husband by her name, by his name. Previously, wives, they were not called husband by their name. Nowadays also some ladies are there, right? Otherwise, Radha Govinda was saying, he was very shocked when he went to America and Arun, come here. She was, he was shocked, how is, whom she's calling me. Once, one lady, she got married and then she came. Then she started calling name, Arun, come here, Arun, come here, Arun, go there. Her mother-in-law told, husband को नाम से नहीं पुकारना चाहिए, उसका आयु कम हो जाता है. And then she started calling, come here, white shirt, come here. Mother-in-law said, no, no, call by name only. ये क्या है इससे? She spoke very beautifully. Ramayana, uh, especially Ayodhya Kanda, is Dharma Kanda. You, know, you should learn what is the dharma of various uh, the living entity. So Lord Ramchandra uh, acted like a common man, human being, following dharma. But these five people, they knew uh, Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrughna, and Sita Devi. These four people, they knew. There are five people and one personality. He acted like a ordinary man, following dharma as a human being. But four people, they knew the Swarupa of Lord Ramchandra and they acted on the platform of the soul. Right? Acted on the platform of the soul. There are two words are there. Remember, Atma Swarupa, Atma Swabhava. Atma Swarupa was represented by Sita. Then Atma Swabhava was represented by Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna. Lakshman, exhibited paradhinata. Paradhinata. Bharat exhibited paratantrata, and Shatrughna showed Bhagavad Seva, and Sitaji showed what a Atma should behave like when yes, when is expected to become separated from the Lord. Right? Here we see Sita ji is expecting separation from her Lord. So luckily, Sita ji acted like a soul. She's in Ramayana, she didn't act like Lakshmi Devi most of the time. She acted like a soul. So what soul should do when there is a possibility that separation from the Lord? How you should convince? How she convinced Ramchandra? Right? So she says, आर्यपुत्र now अभी रामा करके बुलाना छोड़ दिया. Right? आर्यपुत्र पिता माता भ्राता पुत्रस्था तथा स्नुषा स्वानि पुण्यानि भुंजाना स्वस्वम भाग्यम उपासते भर्तुर्भाग्य अंतु भार्यैका प्राप्नोति पुरुषर्षभा. She said, my dear Aryaputra, in all the relations, Mata, Pita, brothers, and everybody has to suffer and enjoy because of their own karma. But only in the case of husband and wife, they have to suffer and enjoy combined karma, husband and wife. It's not that separate. So, Ardhangini means, so she is asking, my dear Lord, when we are happy, I helped you, in your happiness to increase. But when you are in distress, when you are going to be in distress, why are you depriving me of sharing your distress also? I shared your happiness, but why are you depriving me of sharing your distress also? Ardhangini means, she doubles the happiness of her husband and offs the distress of her husband. That is called Ardhangini. So, she said, you don't have to tell me what I am Janakputri, Janaki. You don't have to tell me what is my dharma and all that, because I learned. Because all these things will not apply, because you are telling me that you have to take care of your mother, I have to take care of your father, I have to forgive Bharat and Lakshmana, Shatrugna and all that. All these things, there is no question of all these things, because I am also coming with you. Right? I am also coming with you. Narinam patire ko gati sadha. Right? So if you have decided that agrataste gamishyami mrudanti kushakantaka. This is another iconic verse from Ramayana, indicating the avatar mission of avatar of Lord Ramchandra and Sita ji. Right? She says, agrataste gamishyami mrudanti kushakantakan. Ku means bhumi. Sha means sukham. The happiness of bhumi is deprived. Kantakan means obstacles. There are obstacles for the happiness of bhumi. Right? Who are they? These rakshasas. I will go ahead. Agrataste gamishyami. I will go ahead and make the ground ready for you to remove the thorns who are called rakshasas. Avatar, mission, she was saying, because, my dear Lord, you are a very, very benevolent and magnanimous Lord. Unless you won't harm anybody, unless somebody is very dear to you gets harmed. When these Rakshasas, they kidnap me and give me trouble, then you will come and remove all this burden of Mother Earth by killing all the demons. So that she was indicating, Shiva Vaishnava, they indicate, by speaking this verse, Agrataste Gamishyami, Vridyanti Kushakantakam, Avatar Prayojanam, she is indicating, right? And then she said, uh, 1 plus 10 plus 10 3 10 plus 3 plus 1, just like that it will go, indicating that 10 years in Dandakaranya forest, 3 years in Panchavati, 1 year in Lanka, right? She was indicating. Uh, she told that I will come with you. When I am with you, I will enjoy, the taking bath, swimming in the sarovars filled with lotus flowers. Then let us, we will take bath jharna, in the waterfalls. We'll take bath in the waterfalls. Then we will see the beautiful gardens, one, and beautiful animals, like that. So it will be very beautiful place for me. Uh, I will come with you. Wife means, she, Prabhupada said, unless you give um, nice, very beautiful ornaments, golden bang, ornaments, nice sarees, lot of children, अभी ना lot of children नहीं चाहिए हम लोग. Then so that is, your wife will not be satisfied. फिर so नखरे उठाना पड़ता है. So, but when I come with you to the forest, I don't do any nakra. मेरा नखरा उठाने का जरूरत नहीं है. I will not have, I will not ask you any, I will not demand anything from you. Only thing I will ask from you is more service. Right? More service. Like that. So Ramchandra, he said, Sita, you are not understanding how difficult it will be. You have a rosy picture in your daydreaming, but when you are walking, and then when you are taking bath in the sarovar and all, and then suddenly the crocodiles will attack you, right? And then there are cruel animals, cruel jantu. When the lions roar, you know, your heart will be shattered. When you are sleeping in the night, the sound of the jarna and all, it will bother your, ears. You will not be able to sleep. Not only that, if there is these cruel animals are not there, when you are walking, you don't know when the scorpions will bite you, when the snakes will bite you. All this, very, very bhayanak. And then sometimes you may not get food. You have to starve. Sometimes you may not get water to drink. So walking. You know. So all these rosy, that imagination you have, everything will go. In one day you will say, I will want to go back. Sitaji will answer all these questions. All this. Aham gamishyami vanam sudurgamam mrugayatam vanara वारणैर्युतं वने निवस्यामि यथा पितुर्येह तदैव पाद उपगृह्य samyata. So again in this verse she is indicating her avatar prayojan. Aham gamishyami vanam sudurgamam mrugayutam vanara varanayirmritam. uh, mrugayutam vanara varanayirmritam. You know, ayutam ayutam. You know, mrugayutam ka matlab when we will become separated by mruga means deer. When we will become separated by the deer, you know, vanaras will combine us. One vanara will combine. So that is like that. So my dear Ram, my dear Ariputra, you are talking about all the cruel animals and all. Where will they live? Where do you find cruel animals? In the forest only, na? Forest only cruel animals live. That is their natural habitat. In the same way, uh, wife's natural stay is with husband. How can you say, don't come? Right? Then she says, very beautiful verse, boliye. Adrushta purva rupatvat sarvepi tava raghava रूपम दृष्ट्वा अपसर्पेयुः भये सर्वे हि बिभ्यति. My dear Lord, you are saying all this cruel jantu and poisonous snakes and all. These poisonous elements, snakes and scorpions, will retain their poisonous only till the time they see you. All these cruel jantu, cruel animals, they retain their cruelty only when this, because they have not seen you all this while, they are very cruel and they are very poisonous. The moment they see you, all the animals will give up their cruelty, and all the poisonous snakes and all, they will give up their poisonousness. They won't bother us because nobody has seen such a beautiful form, Rupa. Tavaragava, Rupam Drishtva, Raghava, they didn't see your beautiful form. Once they see your beautiful form, all of them will become subdued. I will play with them, don't worry. You know, like that. She told in the childhood there is one, parrot जोशियम, चिलके जोशियम बोलते क्या बोलते हिंदी में? पैरट लेके आते हैं ना, क्या बोलते हैं उसको? ज्योतिष, पैरट लेके आते हैं ना, कार्ड लेते हैं. Yeah. So one lady said, your everything is nice, but she has the destiny to go to forest. So I'm already packed. So I'm very excited because go to the forest. Ramchandra was unmoved. How you so much problem, this and that, and all we kept on saying. Then Sitaji said how to convince him. Then she has a Brahmastra. Then she released a Brahmastra. What is the Brahmastra? बोलिए. किम त्वा मन्यत वैदेहः पिता मे मिथिलाधिपः रामाजामातरं प्राप्य स्त्रियं पुरुषविग्रहम्. Brahmastra. She told, when my father hears that, because of inability to protect his wife, my Jamata, my son-in-law, left his wife behind and went away to the forest. He will think that I have given my daughter to a woman dressed as a man. Sitaji was looking at the face of Ramchandra. Ramchandra became stiff, and she did not miss the hurt in his eyes. Eunuch, uh, Nalaik, uh, she she uh, she addressed him as a eunuch. Then Sitaji was, mm, she felt bad, but she thought somehow or other, if I go with him, I will remove that hurt. I will, with my uh, anjana of lap of my unlimited, unflinching love for him, by showing, I will remove that hurt from his heart. But somehow or other, I should go with him. Then Ramchandra, then Raghava, can you tell me what is Swarga and what is Naraka? रामचंद्र was wondering, अभी अभी ऐसा बाण चला ही मेरे को, अभी और क्या करेगी, बोलेगी. Then she herself replied, wherever you are, that is Swarga for me. Wherever you are not there, even Ayodhya with all these palaces is Naraka for me. So I am coming with you. Like that, she started crying, crying, crying. And so I said, एक ditch हो गया और पूरा, it's filled with the tears of Sita. Then Ramchandra looked at, then he embraced her, he hugged her very tightly to his chest. And Ramchandra said, come with me. So Ramchandra told that, how can I see? I cannot live without you, but how can I take you to the forest unless I know what is in your mind? Then people will blame me that, I forcibly took you. Unless you are willingly coming with me, I cannot take the risk of taking, forcefully with you, like that. So I should know your mind. I will take you on one condition. I said, what? You should give all your jewelry, all your property, whatever you have, in charity. So Sitaji said, come, anything for you. So she called all the Vasishtha Muni's sons, and he had 100 sons, all the bahus and all. Then she distributed all her jewelry to them, wearing one sari. She was very happy. She's just 20, maybe around 18, 19. She's 18, very happy. So from this pastime, we understand, this is how we should do zid. There is a danger of becoming separate from the Lord. We should be very siddhi. I'll come like that. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments? No, no. Wife's only duty is to serve her husband. Only when the husband is around, then all the relations come. Na? She said, I don't have to take care of your mother. She is well capable. She used to run Gurukuls, because Kaushalya Devi was neglected by Maharaj Dashrath throughout her life. So she dedicated herself to spiritual activities, building temples, and she was running gurukuls, taking all the charge. So she said she will take care of us. So you don't have to worry. Okay. Anything else? Anybody? Yeah.
What are those 18 verses you mentioned from the second chapter?
वही प्रजहाति यदा कामान सर्वान् पार्थ मनोगतान् आत्मनि एव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता दुःखेषु अनुद्विग्नमनः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहा वीतरागभयक्रोधा स्थितधीर्मुनिरुच्यते यः सर्वत्र नाभिस्नेहस्तत्तत्प्राप्य शुभाशुभम्. Chant those verses and then we should become like that. Otherwise, we will not get Krishna. Sita Prajna. Huh? Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.